Hi America, Mike DePreckle, exercise scientist, coming back to you from Patriot Health Enhancement. And today I'm critiquing senior fitness or senior exercise classes. This is part one. There's a lot of issues with these classes, and I'm surprised. I've had 30 years of doing this, and when upon doing my research for this, I was actually surprised. There's common issues strewn throughout, whether it's coming from Silver Sneakers or your local gym. We've got common issues such as inappropriate exercise order, lack of warm up, an inappropriate weight or resistance selection, instructors telling the participant this exercise or movement is targeting one area when it's actually targeting another, lack of supervision, and lack of progression. This is really sad, folks, because seniors are precious. Their generosity, wisdom, kindness, sacrifice, and courage cannot be matched, and they deserve to be treated with dignity and respect. And they're not getting it from senior exercise classes. These are wasting their time at best, time in which a senior citizen may not have a lot of. And it breaks my heart because exercise can be so profoundly life enhancing. In fact, God made it so that we get most of our feedback from the beginning stages of a movement program. It's called intrinsic motivators. So most of your health enhancement comes when you start an exercise program rather than down the road. And that's to give you feedback to say, hey, this what you're doing, this is good. And you can feel it almost right away, so that gives you motivation to keep it up down the road. And that's a real blessing. Stay tuned till after the commercial and through the video. You're going to learn a lot. And please subscribe, like, and share this video as I'm just getting started. It will help me immensely to give more videos like this and more critiques to you. Exercise your right to good health, and let's hit it. Let's get started.
All right, let's get started. March in place. Right, 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 right. March in line. And close. Good job.
There's a lot of orthopedic problems here. There's no supervision. Obviously, she's not looking at anybody. She's blind to their struggles. So no supervision. I'd rather have people walk to warm up. That way, you can kind of discern their gait pattern. If they have any skeletal problems, it really comes out in a walk. Um, but there's not a lot of people that are performing this comfortably. These two people in front here are struggling quite a bit. We'll see how this goes on how it goes as it goes on.
Pump those arms. Wide and close. Wide, close. Wide and close. Out, out, in, out, in. March. Wide. Tap it out. Tap, tap. Kick those arms back. Pushing.
This gentleman's not extending his elbows really at all. This lady isn't either. This lady's not doing a very good job, and they might have orthopedic problems, limitation. Um, that suggests that they can't do that. Um, you know, fitness needs to be fun, it needs to be enjoyable, but it needs to be effective. Um, to move by dance, it shouldn't be the first priority. The movement first priority for people that really need it, who have major deficits, should be therapeutic. And that almost never can come from dance as the first and primary modality for exercise. It's simply too variable in which the baseline of movement is going to begin. And so I don't recommend it. I would rather see people again walk to warm up, uh, and the complication of movement doesn't need to be complex. It just have fun, people walk around and talk to each other. They don't need to concentrate on whether they go out, in, out, in, up, down. It's to me that's kind of missing the point.
4, 3, 2. Last one. Push across. Reaching, reaching, reach and reach, 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 reach. 4 more. 4, 3, 2. Take it on up, up,
About half these people, maybe 40%, have pretty limited shoulder movement.
up. Fantastic. Keep it up. 4 more. 3, 2. Up and across. Up, across, up,
I'm going to
across,
fast forward it.
up. Right, left leg.
Warm up.
Here we go again. Ready? YMCA. Y.
She's not in tone.
Right, left leg. Woo! Good job. Open, close, open.
Okay, they're doing the YMCA song. For those that don't know, YMCA stands for Young Men's Christian Association, and I've worked for them as a health fitness director. That was actually my first professional job after college, and I remember a couple years ago, one of the YMCA members, an older lady, lost her membership. Um, she appealed her membership. She got kicked out of her gym, her YMCA, because she made a complaint that there was a male in her locker room. She was really frightened, and they kicked her out. So I'm pretty certain the Young Men's Christian Association, or YMCA, has completely forgotten what the C stands for. So I'm going to fast forward through this song. I can't stand it.
Side leg lift. Tick, tock, tick, tock. 3, 2. Let's kick it out.
Okay, immediately after the warm-up, she goes into high kicks with a twist, and now she's free kicking unloaded, which snaps the knee or has the potential to snap the knee. So there's balance issues, and if she turns around, she's going to see all kinds of people with major modifications to this movement because they simply can't do it. It's not a matter of levels, doing it at your own pace, okay? She needs to address these people so that they can have stable hips, strong legs, a stable lower back, so that they can eventually perform these movements like she is and get more mobility and freedom of movement out of their life. But if she doesn't address it, they're not going to improve.
Chest and back. Reaching for your toes. getting warmer. Very good.
She calls this a warm-up. She herself is kicking up to where her femur is parallel with the ground and then snapping her knee, kicking it. There's actually less stress on the knees if she were loading the leg so she wouldn't be able to snap it in the end. I don't suspect any of the people around her are used to kicking anything.
Good. Heel, push it. Make sure your body's nice and tall.
What if you have osteoporosis?
2, left foot forward, take it up and pull it back. Then pull it back. Reaching. 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. Ham and knee. Bring it up and knee. Up and knee. Up and knee. Up and knee. 4 more. 4. 3. A little rocking horse. 2. Push it up 4 times. 4 and pull.
So push it up like a rocking horse. It's one thing to be able to do these things like she is, but it's another thing when you can't do it. Look around, turn around, lady. Nobody is doing that exercise even close to where she's performing it. Now, I'm not berating people behind her. What I'm suggesting is each one of these people needs individual work. They shouldn't be in these classes that attempt to do all of these movements that they're unaccustomed to. They can't go through the normal range of motion, the full range of motion for a movement. They're in jeopardy of falling, but it's okay for them because they're in the traditional senior aerobics class. And that's what everybody does.
Pull. 3 and pull. 2 and left foot forward. Right foot left it up. 4 times. Tap your toes. Arms out to the side. Circle forward. For 4. For 3. For 2 and circle back. 4.
Look at the shoulder impingement here. This gentleman.
Down and up. Down and up. Down and up. You notice everybody's staying nice and tall.
She is smiling though. God bless her.
Don't forget to breathe. Take it down. Go right arm up. Left arm and up. Right arm up. Left arm stretched.
Gonna fast forward.
Yeah. Good job. Single, single, double knee. Single, single, 2 times. Single, single, 2 times. Single, single, 2 times. Single, side. It feels great. Separate those shoulder blades. Arms up and bring it down.
I can just girl talk.
Ah,
Can you?
Yeah.
Oh.
You guys okay out here?
let me fast forward through this. Sorry about that, folks.
Right foot forward. Right foot forward. Pull that band. Pull. 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 Left foot forward. Pull. A little bit of mamba. Working those shoulders. Down into the lat.
No, you're not working the shoulders with the rubber band. You're working the latissimus dorsi, the muscles right here. Okay? The shoulders have nothing to do with movement that goes from here to here. They have everything from movement that goes from here to here, but that's not why she's holding the rubber band. She's holding the rubber band and having pull, 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 pull. Oh my gosh, people, pull until you feel resistance. When you do, you stop the movement. I'm being sarcastic because in the real world, when somebody was doing real work, first of all, they wouldn't do anything up here. Okay? They wouldn't say, "Oh, I got it, Bob. I'm going to..." What do you do in life that does that? You do, however, a lot of pulling. Okay, you pick up things. Okay, later on in this video, I'm going to show you where she pulls something, and you'll see how she describes it.
Muscle. And switch again. 4, 3, 2, 1, and switch to the left. 4, 3, 2. This time we're going to keep that band up. Pull down. Pull your elbows down. Push up. Pull those elbows down. Push up. Pull those elbows down. Up. One more. Pull.
I don't understand why she's having people hold this rubber band. To me, it's a complete gimmick. If you were actually pulling something for your latissimus dorsi to which attach on the side of the ribs in the spine and come up into the humerus, and when they contract, it pulls your arm down. Or if your arm is out in front of you, it pulls your arm in. Or if your arm is dangling down here, it pulls your arm up. Okay? When this muscle shortens, it pulls the humerus in that straight line. Well, the latissimus dorsi takes up a area like this big on somebody's back, so the line can be any angle in between this. But gravity's doing all the work for her. I mean, so if this gentleman here, who's the biggest, I don't know if he's the strongest, but he's the biggest in the room. If he was able to lift with his shoulder, by the way, a 50-pound dumbbell, and then this lady said, well, let's now bring it down. Well, it would be easy for him to bring a 50-pound dumbbell back down. It would be simply done with gravity. And if he were to use any muscles at all, God willing he would, it would be his deltoid or shoulder muscles to slow the descent down. Otherwise, with a 50-pound dumbbell, if he were to use his lats to pull that down, his arm would slam into his body. Same thing with the rubber band with gravity. If anybody were to actually pull down on something, and I say that way because the only way to do this exercise in any conceivable manner would be to take one arm, hold it like this in a rubber band in between, and you would hold this stationary and somehow take this arm and pull it down, elongating the rubber band, providing resistance to the lat muscle. But boy, oh boy, that would be the most shaky exercise ever invented. Somebody would do it once and they would say, ugh, this just feels stupid. There's a billion better ways to work your lats. So we'll keep going.
And up and march. Relax those arms for a moment. Woo! Good job. 4,
How does she know anybody did a good job? She can't see them.
3, 2, right foot forward. Take it up and back. Up and back. Up and back. Make sure you're pulling that band. Pull. Pull.
Why are you pulling the band?
Pull and pull.
She's doing 1 inch range of motion at the top when she's pulling, which would actually involve these muscles right here. Right there. Okay? Right here on the sides of people. But you never ever teach a limited range of motion for the general population, especially one as limited as about 1 inch. This is absurd.
Right foot. Left foot. Left foot. Pull.
Left foot, left foot, right foot, right foot.
Pull. Pull.
What's the difference, people?
Pull.
That'd be good during bow season.
1 and march it out. Little break. Good job. 4, 3,
A little
2,
break.
right foot forward.
I don't.
Pick it up.
What break did you? Now it's the same exercise repeated.
Pull. Pull.
She must not be able to think of anything different right now.
Pull. Keep going. Pull and left foot up. You want to get those hips in there. Don't be afraid. Woo! Hup. Hup.
What do you mean get those hips in there? Don't be afraid. Why belittle them? You don't even know what that means. If you step forward, and I'm pretty sure if you step forward with the other leg, your hips will probably come forward with you. It's not a cartoon. We don't leave our butt behind or our head. More not needless talk. And I know I'm being pedantic here, but I'm critiquing a video for the purpose of not wasting seniors' times. So far, this is a whole lot of time wasting, except for this lady right here. She's the only one smiling. She's continuously smiling. She has extreme orthopedic limitations. God bless her. I hope she gets individual attention because that's exactly what she needs.
Hup this turn and stop at the center. And stop. Pull back. 8, 7. Good job. 6, 5. 4 more. 4, 3, 2. Great. 1 and march it out. Grab those handles. Woo! Our back has definitely gotten our workout. Take that left arm up.
No, the back hasn't had hardly any workout.
Right there. Hold
There's
it. Bring them.
this is insulting. The back. She didn't mention the rhomboids, which are in between the shoulder blades. She mentioned shoulder blades, which is a layman term for a bone, not a muscle. She didn't mention the posterior portion of the deltoid, the traps, the rotator cuff muscles that are working when she's doing these very shortened range of motion with a band that only gets activated about 1 to 2 inches from what I can tell with everybody here.
Band under your arm. Remember, if you need a little bit more resistance, you tuck the band in between your thumb and forefinger. Never wrap it around your hands. We don't want you to cut off your circulation. Right foot forward. Press. Work in the chest.
How do they know if the band is too light for them or too heavy? She said if you need more. She never instructed them on what that meant. Almost complete lack of instruction, just by default. Number one, she's not looking at anybody still. Hasn't even had the decency to turn her head.
4, 3, 2. Left foot. 8 times. 7, 6, 5. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, 1, and march. Relax those arms. Bring those elbows up. Ready? The left arm, left leg. Take that left leg to the side as you skim that water. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
So turning, and this is still could be a chest exercise. One pectoral muscle, one side at a time. The problem is she's leaning and doing a little bit of a twist into the motion. It's kind of like arm wrestling, and then you adjust your whole body to get into the most advantageous position possible. What she's doing by stepping forward and then twisting into it is getting her body into the most advantageous position possible to assist her chest muscle. So she's taking stress out of the equation by doing what she's doing with her leg and her hip. So, move on here.
3, 2, opposite side. 8, 7, 6, 5. 4 more. 4, 3, 2. Hold those arms forward. 8, 7, 6, 5.
What is this? What is this? Really, she's going to do a short range of motion purposely with a rubber band. This is regretful. This is a waste of time so far.
4, 3, 2, all the way. And
Look at-
release.
Look at the motions some of them are doing, most of them are doing. They're just little gyrations. Not working, not intending to work the muscle that she's intending them to work, which is the chest muscle in a shortened range of motion, as if you're a power lifter using 100 more pounds on the bar to do some concentration presses off your sternum to get you off the bottom during a repetition max bench press. None of these people are going to be doing anything ever like that. Don't know where she picked this up from, though.
Wonderful, everybody. Woo! Relax those arms. Bring that right arm up. Take that coat off. Fantastic. Stand on your band. Nice and tall. Ready, stepping out? Right and left. Go right and in and left. Working our hips. Right.
If you guys ever done this exercise, try it with a rubber band. Don't care what color it is. The different colors mean different strengths. Your leg muscles, even a frail person's leg muscles, are pretty darn strong for this. This is a time waster.
And left. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, double time. 8, 7, 6, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 8 more. 8, 7, you can do it. 6, and 5, 4, 3. I know you're ready for that squat. Squat, and coming up. Squat, and up. Again. Squat, nice and slow, and up. Keep up.
Okay, she's not going slow. She's not concentrating on the eccentric phase whatsoever. She's not using the resistance bands as any tool at all. Not sure why they're holding the thing at this stage, but and nobody's doing full range of motion. Now, I'm not sure yet if she's just having people ease into this, but
Body
oh
tall.
boy.
Squat, and a bicep curls. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Working this whole body out.
No range of motion.
2,
No range of motion.
halfway. Hold
Range of
it.
motion.
Hold 8, 7, 6, and 5, 4, 3, 2. Take it to the side. 4, 8, 7, 6, and 5, 4, 3, 2. Take it all the way up and bring it down. Fantastic. Step off your band. March it out. I'd like everybody and you to place your band on your chair, but keep moving. Keep moving. Make sure it lands on your chair. That way it doesn't get in your way. March it out. March, march.
children.
Good job. 4, 3, let's walk forward. 1, 2, 3, and kick it back. 2, 3, and kick.
Oh, wow.
Kick. And kick.
Just
1,
concentrate on the kicks, people. Watch everybody else. Try not to watch her.
single kick.
Inappropriate for almost everybody.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, let's
They don't have
march.
the spinal rotation necessary for this. They don't have the quadriceps strength. They don't have the balance. They don't have the flexibility.
Fantastic. Walking forward, right foot. 1, 3, kick. Back, 2, 3, kick. Fabulous.
How does she know fabulous?
Go kick it.
She hasn't ever turned around once.
March it. Good job. Give me a heel.
Lady's still smiling though.
Push those arms down as if you were pumping up a tire. Using one of the
It's impossible. It is impossible to push your arms down when you have no weight or no resistance. If you actually did that, this is what would happen. I almost don't want to do this. Okay? That's what happens when you push your arms down. There's nothing holding me back. I'm going to hurt my elbows. You cannot fake like you're pumping up a bike tire and have your muscles work. Playtime, baby time.
those old-fashioned pumps.
Sad and belittling.
Fantastic, everybody. Now let's get some water, and then we'll move on to our weights.
If this sounds like you, then you're going to want to watch this.
That should be good.
I need a medication with
Weights will
fewer
be-
side effects to manage my.
Let's wait for the weights. Let's see how much weight they have.
All right, everybody, here we go. Grab your weights and get started for some more resistance. Make sure your weights are for your fitness level.
What does that mean? Is she going to tell me? I'm listening. Make sure your weights are for your fitness level. What do you mean fitness level? And then how do you match up the weight for that, I guess, one fitness level? Isn't she going to be doing more than one different exercise? Do you have the same fitness level for each different exercise? Is there a scale? Is there a book people need to read? What she's trying to say here is that make sure the weights aren't too heavy. But if they're too heavy, you won't be able to lift them in the given time period that she's challenging you to do it, and in the speed in which she doesn't know, because she herself is not turned around facing anybody. She assumes the speed everybody is keeping up with her. Maybe 1 second concentric, 1 second eccentric, which actually should be 1 to 3, especially for seniors. Seniors lose their eccentric load ability on their muscles. So anything elongating, every power lifter knows, any weightlifter knows, after a squat, deadlift workout, if you're coming downstairs, you need to hang on to the rails. You don't care how muscular or manly you are. If you don't hang on to the rails, you're going down. Your legs are going to go boop, fall right under because it's an eccentric contraction. And that's your brakes. Nobody usually breaks a leg or falls when they're going up onto the curb. It's when they come off a curb onto the street is when they fall. It's a lengthening of the muscles in a controlled manner that makes it possible. That's the downside. That's the 3 motion on the weightlifting phase. So when you take a weight from the starting position to the end range of motion, in this case I'm using the bicep curl for an example, this is the concentric phase. Start to finish, finish to start is the eccentric phase. Now, if I have a dumbbell in my hand, and no matter what it is, it has weight to it, right? So if I don't control how fast I descend my elbow, well, gravity is pushing down on that weight right now. And if I helped gravity, I would not use my bicep eccentrically, I would use my tricep, and I would throw the weight down. Well, that would blow my elbow out, especially the heavier weight that I use. You don't want to do that to senior citizens. They're precious. So this game that she's playing about those old-fashioned pumps, it might be nostalgic for people because maybe some of them didn't have a car when they grew up. But it doesn't help their health now.
Nice and tall, march it. Just hold those weights. Get ready. We're going to start with some back flies. Hold them out and open it up. 8, 7, 6, 5. 4 more times. 4, 3, 2. Let's fly to the right, then row. Go fly to the right and row it back. Fly to the left, in, and row it back. Fly to the right, in, and row. Fly to the left, and row again. 4 more.
Wow. She's having them fly to the right, fly to the left, and row. She said we're going to roll back. That was the first exercise, doing from here to here, rowing back. Okay, that's fine if you have a cable that pulls on your hands. Okay, the muscles are going to be activated when they're trying to get your upper arms to this position, and you have resistance pulling you forward. Those muscles don't get enacted when you have weight in your hand and gravity is pushing down from the top. It is completely different. It's completely different. The only thing she's loading here are the deltoids, and because her elbows are flexed, she's doing an isometric contraction with her bicep. And each one of these weights here that everybody has in their hand is way lower than a grocery bag that they carried probably this morning. Not getting much anything out of it. Oh, aside from burning more calories if they're sitting, sleeping in that chair.
Our fly right, row. Fly left, in, and row. 2 more times. 2, in, and row. 1 more. 1, in. Just row with me for 8, 7. Good job. 6. Pull those elbows back. Stick that chest out. 4, 3.
She's doing a modified bent over row. Interesting. She really wants people to stay straight up, I guess. She doesn't believe the spine can bend at all. But so now for this modification, she started, as you see, with the weights down at her hips. And then she's coming up and bringing her elbows back. That's a bicep exercise. It has nothing to do with your lats. Because she's starting in this position, she's expressing that she's rowing. When you row when you're resistance training, it's known that you're working your latissimus dorsi or your lat muscles primarily. That's what you're doing a row for. You don't normally do a row for your bicep muscles. There's lots of different curls one can do. It just so happens that whenever you pull something and use your lats and pull your elbow back, you're using your biceps as well as a secondary mover. So she should have told people to bend over, widen their stance for stability, bend their knees so that they don't pull on their hamstrings and they have better functional support with body positioning. Then they can hang their arms down at their side, if you will, and then bring them up as if they're starting a lawnmower. It would have been simple to instruct. Heck, and since she doesn't feel like looking at anybody today, she could have bent over and they probably would have followed her lead. But yeah, didn't happen.
For one, let's squat. Make sure the feet are parallel. Wonderful. Keep that body nice and tall. Push that bottom back. Good job. We're going to add the row. Ready? Squat row. Kick back. Wonderful. Squat row. Kick back.
Oh boy. Oh boy. A squat row kickback, 3 exercises in one. None of them are being performed even close to correctly. Feet being parallel, she mentioned that. That's not important. Some people are pigeon-toed. Some people walk straight with their feet. Some people walk out like this. I happen to be pigeon-toed a little bit. What is best in this exercise is you get in about a shoulder width stance for stability and balance. So she's doing a squat, row, and kickback. So the squat is way too shortened in the range of motion for it to do much functional good at all. The row is only really a bicep curl, and that being a partial one. The tricep kickback is not even close to being performed correctly because you need gravity to assist you with this. A kickback is like this. You take your elbow, you bring it up so your humerus is parallel to the ground and it's stationary. It does not move. From here, you take the weight and you extend your elbow to where now my entire arm is parallel to the ground. If I were to start my tricep kickback from this position, no matter how much weight I held, gravity would make it easier and push the weight and swing the weight back until my elbow straightened naturally. It would be momentum kicking it back, especially with the weight. Not working the back at all. So we got 3 exercises that are wasting time.
Squat, row, kick back.
She's doing it with a smile though.
Squat, row, kick back. Let's go 4 more. Squat, row, kick back. Squat, row, kick back. 2 more times.
This lady kind of stopped smiling. I think she knows it's kind of like BS.
Row, march in place. Wonderful. Hold those weights. Bring it center. Ready, here we go again. Open. Back flies. Squeeze those shoulder blades.
Okay. Whenever you do this, your rhomboids are going to work. Okay, that's what they do. Your latissimus dorsi muscle is going to work a little bit too. But your lats are going to work the same. Your rhomboids are going to work the same no matter how much weight I'm holding in my hands. You know why? I'm standing up, not performing the exercise correctly. Again, if she had a cable pulling forward, that would work. If she was laying prone on a bench and it allowed her arms to be hanging down, and then she went like that, that is a back fly that can be used with dumbbells. The only way it would be even close to effective in this class is if there were 25 benches, everybody was prone, that means lying on their stomach, the hands were down at the side, the bench was tall enough to extend everybody's arm straight down so they don't hit the floor so that they can get full range of motion. Some people have pretty long arms here, okay? So the only way to do this with dumbbells without a cable machine and for this many people at once is to be in that position that I described. In the way she's doing it, the weight that they're holding has zero benefit, and it doesn't matter how much they would hold.
4 more times. 4, 3, 2, 1. Right side in a row. Right, in, and row. Good job. Left, in, and row. Again. Right, in, and row. Left, in.
Same thing. It's the same concept. She just doesn't get it. Maybe she does, I don't know, but if she does, she's modifying it for her ease, and she doesn't have to look at anybody. She doesn't seem to want to look at anybody to see how they're doing. This is a problem that I've seen all the time, all over the internet.
Just row this time. 4, 8.
There's no rowing taking place.
7, 6. Pull those elbows back. 5. 4 more times. 4. Pull them back. 3, 2.
See, the latissimus dorsi are not going to respond differently to the load that she's using. If she pulls her arm back, the brain says pull the arm back, the lats will pull the arm back, but it doesn't matter in this point how much she's carrying in her hand, because the only muscle that is worrying about how much she's carrying in her hand right now are the bicep. Again, unless she's laying down, then it would matter big time to the lats. If she was having a cable, it would matter, and tried to pull her elbow back. It would matter absolutely. In this exercise, it only matters to her biceps, and not to a very high degree, because there's only about 20 degrees of flexion in there.
2, 1, and squat. Down and up and down and up, down and up. Let's add the row. Go squat, row, kick back. Squat, row, kick back.
Another squat, row, kickback. So exercise order. I mentioned it at the beginning. Ideally, an exercise program starts with a warm-up, goes into a conditioning phase, and then has a cool-down. A warm-up is a gradual increase in your exercise intensity. It's not a bunch of random exercise that you just happen to start off with before you start to perspire. It's meant to increase your output gradually so that your physiological processes can keep up with the added demand that you're applying to your body. And then by the time you get into a decent work range, you're already cooking above your metabolic baseline, and everything is in sync. And so in this example here, exercise order, there's been no progression. It doesn't start off easy and get harder. It goes harder exercise, easier, harder, easy. There's just no rhyme or rhythm to it.
Back. Squat, row, kick back. Everybody looks so good.
She doesn't know that.
Pour it out. Both arms. 4, 4. 3. Get those elbows up. 2. Last one. Bring those weights down. Take your feet wide. Ready, prepare, squat. Upright rows for 8 times. 8, 7, 6, 5. Working the whole shoulder. 4, 3,
She's way too fast. This movement is kind of dangerous, perhaps not with any of the weights that these people are using. You can see no grimace on anybody's face. Okay, and this lady's doing them really rapidly over here. This is an actual deltoid or shoulder exercise. She did get that right, but I'm not sure why she's combining it with a squat. Concentrate on the shoulder. There's enough people in here with shoulder impingement syndromes that don't need to be doing 25,000 things at once.
2, and inner thighs, hold it down. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, rowing up 8 more times. 8, 7, get those elbows out.
Another
6,
random
good
number
job.
assigned to
5,
to
4
wind
more.
it down.
4, down with the squat. So squat, bicep, and push it. Squat, bicep, and push it. Squat, bicep, and push it.
Okay, a squat isn't bad. Some people have wider stances than others. This lady's stance is very good. Too narrow, too narrow, too narrow. Good, too narrow, good. I don't want these people to fall over. There's no reason to have a narrowed stance with this. There's no reason to do a bicep curl in the down position of a squat that takes weight that goes from close to your body out away from your body when you're in a vulnerable position with your lower back. It's not good for you. It's potentially injurious to sedentary people. They have to struggle with this one quite a bit. And then she goes, when she gets up to the top, she says, push it out. No, lady, you're not pushing anything. If I pushed it out, I would throw that pen. Okay, that's a push. What they are doing is doing an eccentric bicep contraction and controlling it out. They're actually doing more of a bicep curl than anything else, of course. And to hold any weight, regardless of how little it is or pink it is, to hold it out in an extended fashion like this for any amount of time is quite difficult. She's just completely wrong in her terminology, saying to push it out. Don't know what that means other than explaining it to you appropriately.
Squat, bicep, and push it. 4 more times. 4, bicep, and push it. 3, bicep, and push it. 2, bicep, and push. How about one more? 1 bicep, and
Terrible.
get those arms going. Bring those feet in and out, in and out, in and out, in.
Didn't we do
and
this in the
out.
warm-up? Exercise
Four,
order,
4,
people. Exercise order.
3, 2. We're going to stay close. Step forward, forward, back, back. Forward, forward, back, back. Forward,
Oh,
forward, back, back. Forward.
they're taking one step forward, one step back. Lady,
Forward, back,
make it simpler.
forward,
Oh, now she
back,
speeds it up.
forward, and back. Forward. 4 more. 4, 3.
Isn't this a warm-up? We're back to the warm-ups, I guess.
Good. Go forward, back, back. Nice and slow. Back, back. Forward.
Now we're slowing down.
Back, back.
Not sure.
Right foot, right lead. 4,
Not sure why you're touching your hip here,
2.
other than the shoulder movement, but seems to be more concentrating on dance than anything else.
Left foot.
Is this all they're going to do for weights?
Let's do it again. Right foot forward and back.
Okay, walking again,
Wonderful.
repeating repeating that exercise. Got one more commercial, people. I apologize for this. Boom. Now let's see what we're going to do with these.
All right, here we go again. Let's march it out.
She likes marching it out. I'm not sure why.
Working our core, working our hands. Paddle down. Paddle down. Left and right.
How are you working your core here? Please explain this.
Left to right. Left and right. When you paddle, you're paddling back behind your body, really squeezing down on your obliques.
Squeezing down on your obliques.
Let's take it up.
Does she say what that felt like?
Stretching the side
Does
of
she
your
say
body.
how to do that?
4 more. 3 more. 2 more.
More shoulder work, people.
Up and down. Up, down.
The tricep is a secondary mover.
Up, down. Up and down 4 more.
Um,
4,
The down motion's gravity, the up motion is shoulders.
2. Switch sides. Go down, up, down, and both of the knees go up, 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 up.
More high leg raises with a anterior deltoid isometric weight training session, if you will, or exercise. So holding a weight out here and having your legs come up and your knees come up to touch that said weight, it's a weightlifting exercise on your shoulder muscles, which she's been doing a ton of shoulder work. Too much, in my opinion. Not rotating around, giving the shoulders any time to rest.
Single, single, double, single, single, double, single, single, double, again, and single, single.
She likes switching it up that they have to think and get confused. It's the purpose of exercise is to get you better, not to get you confused.
Double, 1 more, single, single, paddle down. 5, you're all looking so good.
She doesn't know that. Again, gravity goes from here to here, and then when you go from here up again, that's actually a little bit of deltoid.
Press, squeeze, press, squeeze, press, squeeze, press, squeeze. Ready, knees, please. Up, up, up,
We're going to repeat that exercise now.
up, up, single, single.
Another
double,
shoulder exercise.
single.
Wow.
Paddle down.
Paddle down.
Let's do the right leg, left arm. 8,
Are you kidding me?
7, good job. 6,
Watch, everybody.
5, 4 more. 4, do what your body can do.
Do what your body can do. And I don't care what your body can't do because I'm not looking at you.
7, 6, 5, 4 more.
Boy, this is a good way to injure your knee.
3, 2, paddle down. 8,
Now we're paddling down again for the 4th time.
5, we're gonna cool down. 4, coming up. 3, 2.
Say cool down.
Hover right there for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Coming up. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Squeeze that ball. Keep squeezing. 8, 7, sit down and up. Down.
Thought she said
Walk
cool
with
down.
me.
Now she's just dancing. Oh,
4 more.
I love it how she's
2 more. 2 more.
very energetic. I don't.
Up, up.
Nobody's doing what.
Give me some hip. Don't give me any lip. You've made it through. Swing it center. Woo! 4, 3, 2, and good job.
Final stretch. Oh gosh, I can't wait.
All
How do you know? You didn't turn around once to see anybody. You focused on deltoids, deltoids, deltoids. You hardly did any bicep work, aside from an isometric contraction with your hand extended. You did a ton of psoas work when a lot of these people probably have shortened psoas muscles. You neglected the triceps. You neglected the latissimus dorsi muscles. You didn't do the abs. You didn't do the leg extensor muscles besides your kicks that you did. So let's see what you have.
Now it's time for our stretch. So everybody and you, please join us. Sit down in your chair. Make sure it's all cleared off. And get ready to stretch your body now that it's nice and warm. Nice and
I would sit down on your chair when your weights are on it. Make sure you sit down in your chair when when there's nothing on it. Why insult people?
tall, chest is high, chin is up, shoulders back. Take that right foot out, flex, bring that toe toward your shin and press forward. Take that wrist around. Go the other way.
Wait,
Press a little pinky, ring, middle, and pointer. Again.
what is she doing here? Is she doing a hamstring stretch or is she doing finger modality and flexibility? I don't.
Middle and pointer. Other way. Go pointer, middle, ring, and pinky. Keeping that dexterity. Wiggle those fingers. Wave goodbye and shoo me away. All right, good job. Left foot forward, nice and tall, pressing. Take that left wrist around. Go the other way.
I guess she believes that people are actually stretching their hamstrings in this position, and many of these people may be actually, but it reflects their seriously poor condition and their need for rehabilitation, their need for individual work, not need for blind group work like they're in right now. And I say blind because she's giving them conclusions, she's giving them accolades, she's making comments to a group of people she doesn't even care to look at.
Okay. And press it out a little pinky ring, middle, and pull around. Other way.
That should have been done first.
Now remember, if your body doesn't like this, cross at the ankles, just like my friend Joe over here. And nice and tall. Inhale up. Exhale, and then lean your body forward. Lean from the hip, not from the belly.
It's incredible she mentioned somebody, but she only had to glance at him.
Release. Left knee up, and circle that ankle around.
And she should have done this in the beginning
Other way,
instead of marching.
and cross it over.
Some of these people are bigger,
Up,
and
exhale
their
forward.
body weight
To your right, and drop that left leg
not going to
down.
be good
Remember
marching.
hip flexor stretch. Remember, if this is uncomfortable, to bring your knee forward and just sit up nice and tall. Swim backwards for 4. Swim for 3. Swim for 2. And going forward for 4.
You should not blindly instruct people to make circumduction movements with their shoulder without instruction. You're going to have to rotate your arm mid through in order for the humerus not to get locked up on the olecranon process, or the acromion process. So I don't like the fact that she's not looking and doing big arm circles at the end while stretching a muscle that is incredibly problematic for people. And nor do I like the position of anybody with this movement. This movement can be done on your bed, and stick around for future videos where I explain that. But this is not a good, they're going to have tension on that on that leg, on that right leg, and you can't stretch a muscle that's under tension. So good luck with that.
3, 2, and 1. Hold the arm halfway, flip the palm up, pat yourself on the back. Stretching out that tricep. Take your leg out to the
This lady here wasn't stretching out her tricep. There's a lot of people not stretching out their tricep. And I'm going to acknowledge people are going to have different degrees of flexion in this, okay? But when you just say touch your back, well, I'm touching my back right now. Or right now I'm touching my back. There's a big difference here, okay? I want people to be flexible and functional, not to just go through the motion.
side and reach. Inhale here, exhale, and side stretch towards your chair. Back to center. Inhale here, turn.
These people haven't even readjusted their chairs in order to get out of that weird peak on the chair that they're trying to sit one butt cheek on so they don't fall when they did that psoas stretch. Now they're trying to flex their latissimus dorsi muscles while oddly sitting in a chair. I don't understand. She could have had everybody, get better situated, and oh, she would have to advise everybody to not sit on their dumbbells. I guess they're too stupid not to think of that, just because they're seniors.
Towards your chair.
That's not my opinion, by the way, of course.
Grab the back of your chair. Sitting up nice and tall. Shoulders are down. Neck is nice and long.
Neck is nice and long. Well, got no neck here, no neck here, pretty short neck, short neck, short neck, short neck, short neck. I don't know anything about getting your neck long.
Bringing your leg in. Turn yourself the other direction. Same thing. Hip flexor stretch. Nice and tall. Swimming backwards for 4. And
Hip flexor stretch combined with circumduction on your arm with no instruction on how to move your arm comfortably around in the full 360-degree circle without going click, 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 click.
3 and 2 and 1. Let's go forward for 4.
Now, forward's not going to help anything.
Bring that leg, shoulders down as you stretch. Arms up. Exhale down. Look right. Look left. Back to center. Tilt your head right.
So these aren't doing a darn thing for people. Not a darn thing. Are you kidding me? Look right, look left, tilt sideways, tilt the other way. You're not going to have any benefit if you actually used your hands to further stretch. This is absurd. This is a waste of time. I'm insulted by this.
Remember to stretch as your body will stretch. Don't ever force a stretch. And go to the left.
Don't ever force a stretch. I don't even know what she means by that. You never assist yourself with a stretch. You never. So if I were to stretch my deltoid, mainly the posterior portion of my deltoid, you've never seen anybody pull their arm across their chest? Is that forcing myself into a stretch? Or is that assisting myself into a therapeutic range of motion to elongate my muscles to make me more functional?
side. Back to center, looking up. A brief moment and relax your body.
Oh, okay. So no matter what goes on from here, we've had at least 5 minutes of stretching exercises. Stretching exercises aren't designed to be aerobic. They're not designed to be resistive in nature. They are just simply elongating and stretching your muscles. You can do so while watching TV. Okay, it's you could, in theory, you could stretch all night if you want. Not into an uncomfortable stretch, of course, but it's not as if you're working hard aerobically or even harder than you would at rest. You're not doing resistance training. So stretching is a cool down. It's one way to cool your body down that's traditional. But she used the stretching, she stopped a rather on squeezing a ball and doing a squat. It's rather hard exercise. And then she had them statically bend their knees and hips into a partial squat. That's going to be hard. That was the only hard exercise in this video. It occurred right at the exact end of it, before the stretches. And I thought then the stretches were part of the cool down. But I'm surprised. Now we got an actual cool down and meditation. Not prayer. God, no. Meditation. But let's just see how fascinating the cool down is.
Relaxing your body, relaxing your toes. Relax your feet, your heels, your ankles.
Okay. So that's what we get there. The only thing I can say about this is every one of these points, the exercise order, lack of supervision, lack of proper targeting of muscles, lack of progression, lack of appropriate weight. Most of these exercises, especially, was apparent with the rubber bands. They weren't getting any resistance out of it whatsoever. And the warm-up and cool-down is inappropriate. A warm-up is a gradual increase in your exercise intensity, 5 to 10 minutes in length. 5 if you're young and healthy, or older and healthy, closer to 10 if you're at high risk for disease or have known disease. Cool down is just the opposite. It's a gradual decrease in your exercise intensity until your heart rate returns to roughly baseline or resting levels. So, and that should occur in 5 to 10 minute intervals as well. Probably more realistically, 5 minutes is sufficient, in my opinion, frankly, regardless of your age and health status. But according to the American College of Sports Medicine, a cool down should be 5 to 10 minutes. And so it shouldn't, your exercise at a high intensity should not stop abruptly and then you meditate, okay, as she's doing. She already cooled down, I suppose, and inappropriately with the stretching. What would have been best after that heavy squat with the ball that she did with people were to be doing an easier exercise and then an easier one after that. And then she could have them perhaps walk around the room, in a single file or whatever, and she could sing, or, she could even say the YMCA if she wanted. But that would have been a more appropriate warm-up. So more to come on this. I could go all day for days on these senior exercise videos, and I'll hopefully get better at my descriptions of them. But until then, please again subscribe, like, and share this. And I can't wait to do it again. God bless. Thank you.